Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Descent, Journeys in the Dark 2nd edition and the cooperative module Forgotten Souls, and we're on turn 2. Now, start of last turn, the start of the mission, we got locked in a castle dungeon by a pesky kid, and we got set upon by some Barghests and by some zombies. Now, we managed to kill the Master and Minion Barghest, but we're stuck with the Master and Minion zombie that we've got to kill now. Now, we managed to get one hit on the Master Zombie, but he has got 6 health, so we're in a bit of trouble. We have got to finish this turn, if at all possible, and open the door. Kill these, open the door. Otherwise, bad things are going to happen. So, well, let's just get on with it, shall we? So, we've got to go to the hero phase. So, as you can see, I've got Syndrael set up. So, let's get to it. And here we are with Syndrael. So, Cindy, what's she going to do? Well, first of all, she's got to get in range. She don't have a ranged weapon, so that means she's got to get adjacent. And she's going to do that, like we did last turn, by gaining a fatigue. And she's going to move up 1. And then she is going to attack this guy, the Master Zombie. So, she's still got her iron longsword. So that's red die, blue die. And zombies have a brown defense die. So let's hope we can get some hits in. So come on, Cindy. Come on, Cindy. Let's do it. Excellent stuff. Excellent, excellent, excellent. She's got 2 surges. And the brown die didn't get any sort of defense whatsoever. So 4 go through, which put it up to 5. Unfortunately, her surges cannot, well, a surge could get her to re-roll a defense die, but we're not going to do that because it didn't get any defense. So we can use one of the surges to take back that fatigue, and the rest we'll just put, means it's up to 5, so we'll swap a 5 token for that single, but it's still alive, so she's going to have to attack again, unfortunately. So come on, Cindy. And again, she's done really well. 4 through. And no defense. That is enough. We only needed 1 to kill this guy. So he's gone. Get rid of that. So we're down to our last zombie. So that was pretty good stuff there from Syndrael. Now, what is she going to do now? Well, just before we get to that, that was a master monster, so that means we get an extra card on the loot track, and it also means, because it was a single square monster, we actually move up to 5 on the loot track as well, which means we get to draw 3 cards. So we get the shop deck for Act 1, level 1. We'll give it a quick shuffle, since it's the first time we used it. And then we'll give it a cut and we'll take 3 cards. So 1, 2, 3, and we get to keep the best one, or the one we think's the best. So the first one is a Cloak of Mists. So it costs 100 gold. It's a cloak, funnily enough. When you suffer any amount of damage, you may choose to suffer some or all of that amount as fatigue instead. You cannot suffer fatigue in excess of stamina. So, oh, so it's like funky armour. So that's pretty good. So put that over here. And what else we've got? Immolation. Ooh, 150. This is a magic rune. So Pierce 1, so that automatically offsets a shield. On a surge you get +1 damage, and on a surge you get +1 range as well. And you actually, it's a lot stronger than what the Widow Tara's got at the moment, because it uses a blue and a red dice. Very good. Although using a red dice on a range attack means you can only get range off the blue dice, but that's still strong. And the last one is a magic staff, which is 150 as well. Surge, deal 1 damage to another monster within 3 spaces of the target. And on a surge you can get +1 range as well. You know what? So I think it's between these two. The Cloak of Mists is pretty funky, but we'll discard that to the bottom of the pile. And I'm thinking of the Magic Staff. Although that does have a pierce. It's just getting the damage, you know, on another monster within 3 spaces of the target that seems pretty funky to me. Ooh, that is a tricky decision. I think what we're going to do is we'll take the Magic Staff. We'll take the Magic Staff and we're going to give that to the Widow Tara instead of her Arcane Bolt. That's good. It's a magic weapon, so she can still use runic knowledge. Right, excellent stuff. So, killed the Master. Syndrael has had a couple of attacks. Is she going to do anything else? She is. She's going to take 2 fatigue, and she's going to move 1, 2 next to this search token. So hopefully we'll be able to pick that up next turn. Right, so we've still got Avric and we've still got Widow Tara, and they've got to kill this zombie and get to that door. Who's going to go next? The Widow Tara's going to go next because she's got her new funky magic staff. And here she is, the Widow Tara. Righto, so all we've got left is this minion zombie here. So she's going to attack. She can attack from range, so she's going to stay exactly where she is. And she's got 2 fatigue on her though. And she is going to attack. Right, so it is blue and red because we're using her newfangled magic staff. And it is a brown defense die for the minion zombie. Which managed to get a bloody defense. Curses. So we got 5, which is range, so cancels that out. We get 2 damage on it. We could have done with a surge there. So that's 2 on the minion zombie. Now it's got 3, so we're just going to have to attack again. So we're going to attack again, exactly the same. Right, so you got 2 shields this time, but it's not good enough. Cancels that out. 4, we got range, and another 2. So we have killed our final minion zombie. Thank God. So we got rid of that, which means, oh, we forgot to reset the track, didn't we? So this track gets totally reset. It was a single space monster, so we just move onto there. So we've started on our track again because we've killed a monster. Right, that is the end of her actions. She needed to go twice. Is she going to move? She's not. She's going to stay still, I think. Oh, she could have re-rolled that first attack, couldn't she? Oh, damn it. I've got to re-roll again. I'm just gonna. I can see this is going to be another one where I'll have to tape something to Widow Tara saying re-roll. But it's okay. It's not too bad. We have killed the minion. I'll let that slide. I'm just going to have to tattoo it on my forehead that she gets a re-roll. I should have probably re-rolled that first roll in order to try and, instead of getting, what was it, 2 health on the zombie, I could have probably got 3. But live and learn. We've managed to kill it. Is she going to use any fatigue to move? No, I don't think so. I think she is going to stay there. Righto, so she is gone. Next up is Avric Albright. And here we are with Avric. But first things first, he is diseased. So let's have a look at his disease card. At the start of your turn, which is now, test willpower. If you pass, discard this card or token. If you fail, we suffer a fatigue and have to keep the card or token. So, his willpower's 4. We roll tests with a black and a grey die. Oh, 2. Nice one. Nice one. He succeeded. So we can get rid of the diseased card, which is good. And what's he going to do next? So, oh, by the way, just get the disease card back for a second. There is no black arrow at the start of the text, so that wasn't an action. Didn't count as an action to try and get rid of this card. I suppose it's just your, your natural immune system getting rid of it. So it's a sort of a passive roll that you're making. Right, so he's done that. He's got rid of that condition. What he's going to do now is he is going to gain some fatigue. Namely, 4 fatigue. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Or am I? Yes, he is, because there's something else I want to do as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, which is his maximum. So he's up to his maximum fatigue. And he's going to use it to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and get to the door. Not going to open it yet though. He still has 2 actions, but he's not using his action to open the door straight away, or explore as they call it. He is, however, going to use the Prayer of Healing. And he's going to exhaust it during his turn, and he's going to choose himself. So he gets to roll a red power die. So this one. And he gets a 3. Woo! So he managed to heal 3 of that 5. And he's down. He's only got 2 wounds now. So that's good stuff. Get rid of that. And for his final action, he is going to explore. So we open the door. Woohoo! Right. So I'm not sure. Let's just check the onset. If there are no monsters on the map, discard this exploration. So I should have discarded this a bit ago, really, but doesn't matter. Discard it now. So we'll put that back there. And get rid of that timer token. That's cool. Now we've opened this door, I believe that we generate... Let's have a quick look. Hello, I'm back. Yes, we do. So, let's see what we've got. We have Deadly Kennel. Each Barghest in the Deadly Kennel is asleep and does not activate until it awakens. Each time a hero enters a space adjacent to a sleeping Barghest, he must test awareness for each adjacent sleeping Barghest. If he fails, the Barghest awakens and bites that hero. Nice. Roll 1 red power die. The bitten hero suffers health equal to the number of health rolled. A sleeping Barghest also awakens if it suffers any amount of damage. If a hero searches the search token on the Deadly Kennel, each Barghest immediately awakens, suffers 3 damage and is stunned. Then refresh fate and discard this exploration card. Advance Doom by 1 if 2 Barghests awaken. 2 Barghests are defeated or there are no heroes on the Deadly Kennel. Then discard this card. Whew. So, coolness. Right, and the red bit, so we've got 2 rounds to get out the other door. The shuffling of your boots and the clank of your armour stirs one of the hound from his slumber. Yeah, so one will awaken if we don't do it quick enough. Well, nasty. Nasty card. So I think finding the search token would be our best bet, because then we stun them all and give them all 3 damage. Right, so let's look up the Deadly Kennel. Won't be a minute. Hello everyone, I'm back. Obviously I had to build it a little. So let's have a quick look. So here we are, Deadly Kennel. Deep breathing and muffled yelps come from a pile of resting Barghests. The smell of rotting flesh still lingers between their teeth. You spot a trap lever in the corner held in place by a woven sack. You lean in forward to get a better look, but you trip and stumble into the room. Dun, dun, dun. So we spawn the Barghests as indicated. So we have a master here, a minion here and a minion there. We don't have to spawn that one because we've only got 3 heroes, so that's not too bad. Just read the green text. Spawn the Barghest as indicated. Move the exploring hero 1 space towards the master Barghest. Thank God for that, because I was thinking we were already in trouble because we weren't actually in the room. But he stumbled in slightly as Abric. So we now have a hero in the room, so that's cool. So as far as the Deadly Kennel itself goes here, said if there were no heroes on Deadly Kennel, but as part of following the setup, we have got a hero in there. Abric is in the Deadly Kennel. Coolness. Right, so that is the setup. Just noticed that I nearly forgot about the bloody Overlord phase. All that setting up, and we've still got the Overlord phase to go, so we're not finished yet. And I've noticed something else as well. I'm a complete clown. When Abric went up to open the door, he spent 4 fatigue to get to the door, and then he tried Prayer of Healing. Well, Prayer of Healing costs an extra fatigue, so he wouldn't have been able to do Prayer of Healing. So I've put 5 back onto his player sheet. He's not gone up to 10 health, he's still on 7. And because he couldn't do that, and we did need to open the door, he obviously wouldn't have spent the fatigue. What he would have done is, with that action, he would have just moved 4. He has got a movement of 4, so he would have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, and then with his last action, he'd have opened the door. So he's got no fatigue now, but he is back down on 7 health. That's my fault. If he'd used 4 fatigue, it meant he couldn't do his Prayer of Healing. The only reason he was using fatigue was in order to use Prayer of Healing. So he wouldn't have done that. He'd have just moved and looked to use Prayer of Healing at a later time. So that's what he's going to do. So fix that. And now what we've got to do is obviously Overlord phase and give the... let's give the game a go. Seems only fair, doesn't it? So what we've got now is we have got Overlord effects, which is bad because straight away one of these goes on here on the timer. So that's bad. So we're 1 away from one of them just waking up anyway, and then it's just going to be appalling. So that's gone on there first. We have got a card that's working, so that's fine. So we don't have to pull any peril or fate or any of that sort of rubbish. And then it's monster activation, but they're all asleep. We haven't woken any up yet, so they do not activate. So let's just check the card. I think that's the case. Does not activate until it awakens. They are not awake. Obviously, one will awaken during next turn, but we will have a chance for somebody to get round here and try and get this search token here, I think. So it's a very short Overlord phase, mainly because all the Barghests are at Bow-Buys, which is nice, isn't it? So even though we can smell the rotting flesh between their teeth. So there we go, caught that error just about, whereby he couldn't use his fatigue because then he wouldn't have been able to use his Prayer of Healing. So what we'll do is he'll use it on movement instead, because he did have to explore. He did have to open the door, so that's a given. He would have had to go up here and open the door. So the best thing for him to do is not to do fatigue and open the door, it's to use his movement and open the door. He just didn't have the wherewithal to do all 3 things, unfortunately. Right, so that's that. What are we going to do now? Right, well, that's it. Pretty much, I believe. Yes, that's it. That's it for the Overlord phase, and we'll leave it here. I think 20-30 minutes an episode's about right for this game. It just feels right to me. So we'll carry on just doing a turn at a time. It may take us a while, depending on how quickly we get killed or not. We'll have to see. But I think we'll leave it at that. So thank you for watching turn 2. Thanks so much for all the views and for all the subscriptions. We're nearly at 900 now. That's fantastic. Thanks for all the help and the tips and all the support. That is absolutely fantastic. Thanks again to all of you who've gone across the board game links to upvote the site. That also is very much appreciated. Thank you. So, that's it for turn 2, and I do hope that you will join me for turn 3 of Descent Journeys in the Dark 2nd edition Forgotten Souls. But until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.